Like most of these soldiers, his body was dug up from one part of the battlefield and moved here by 1867. These graves were all laid out and cataloged. There's one problem with this. Take a look at this. Now let's come in close and look at it.
Same caliber suitcase. A much bigger one.
Okay. This is a gravestone in Simsbury, Connecticut, Oliver Case's hometown. For Oliver Case.
Who is the real Oliver Case?
And who's buried in his graves. Okay. The real truth of this, after researching it, is that he is not buried here. In December of 1862, his father came from Simsbury, Connecticut, and had his remains removed from the Otto farm and sent back to Simsbury and buried in the city cemetery with his family plot.
So he's not there anymore?
Somebody's there.
Somebody may or may not be there. Now, I've talked to the Park Service guys. There's several other graves that they know of in this same situation. Now, you might ask yourself, what's some Georgia guy concerned about these Connecticut regiments and concerned about this one Connecticut soldier for? In 1993, I was living in Germantown, Maryland. I'd been working at Walter Reed. I got moved up to Usama at Fort Detrick. And I was at a yard sale on a Saturday morning in Germantown. It was one of these big community-wide yard sales where everybody had their stuff out. And I bought this. This is a Civil War Bible. 1856.
You mean you literally
Thomas
have
Nelson.
that Bible? That's what you're trying to
Yes,
tell me.
there's a photo of it. I have it at home right now. Okay,
It belonged to one.
$3. I didn't argue with the guy. I thought that was a good deal. I took it home. I laid it up on the table. I didn't look at it for several weeks. When I opened it up to look at it, I found an inscription that said, Oliver C. Case, Company A, 8th Connecticut Volunteer Infantry. It was his Bible. Well, not him.
The other guy.
Simsbury, yes, exactly. That touched off years of research. Actually, I didn't do anything for a long time until probably 10 years ago when I moved back to this area and I started researching it. I now have copies, transcriptions of about 35 of his letters, most of those written to his sister during the war. And he's a very amazing guy. I won't bore you with the details of him, but he's very well educated, even though he's a private. Wrote beautifully. Struggled with disease for his whole year. He had what they call a GU, which is fever condition, like a camp fever condition, on and off. But he was here. He was doing his duty at the battle, and he was shot through the head and killed. I told you his two older brothers went on to. He was never married, by the way. Sadly, from some inscriptions in the Bible, I believe he had a girlfriend. She wrote her name in there with the last name Case, as in girls. You know how girls do that. Probably dreaming that she would marry him someday. A year after he died, she married somebody else. So if you've been able to look that up, kind of a sad part of the story. Again, his brothers went on. They served the entire time in the Union Army in the 16th Connecticut, becoming officers, becoming lieutenants, both of them. One or both of them, I can't remember, one or both of them were actually taken prisoner and spent time in Andersonville and survived it. So, incredible story. Their house is still in Simsbury. A lot of their relatives I've met. Very interesting story. Just a little human side to the Battle of Antietam. How would you like to be searching the battlefield and find the remains of your brother on the battlefield, your younger brother? That had to be a bad day for them, huh?